Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. God Marvel. My believer is Ship Mother. Traveling through the world of Marvel, Qin Changjun became a deity capable of inspiring mechanical life. And awakened the infinite critical strike reward system, where any sacrifice can receive an increase in critical strike reward. Log. Your follower Iron Man sacrificed the first generation of Iron War armor, and you received Blood Edge War armor. Log. Your follower, the Hulk, sacrificed a drop of Gamma Ray blood and received Sentinel Serum. Log. Your followers have sacrificed a damaged Benson Destroyer, and you have obtained a 6th Order Feilu class destroyer. Log. You have enlightened the Benson-class destroyer of the 6th level Flying Sky, and you have obtained the 7th level Epic class Ship Mother. Lafite. Superheroes. Believe in the Lord of Life and attain eternal life. Mia Ba. What is Jin Young? Why are they all so strong? Because they are all my followers. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. I, the Lord of Life, Seeking Flowers and Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Marvel World, Virginia. At the East Coast port, a man dressed in a black robe with a life tree pattern engraved on it. Kneeling on the ground, devoutly praying. Behind the man, there were over 50 men, women, and children of all ages, all dressed in the same clothes, kneeling on the ground. These kneeling people are almost all tied with white gauze. These are all patients, all with injuries. There are patients with burns, fractures, eye injuries, and so on. Various injuries emerge endlessly. Great Lord of Life, you have given us hope for life. Illuminated our way forward. You are our source of life. You are our faith. You are the supreme existence. The sound of prayers kept ringing, listening with solemnity and solemnity. Everyone's face was filled with devout expressions. They threw themselves all over the ground. Even if there are a few immature children among them. But under the guidance of their parents, they also offered their faith to the Lord of Life in their mouths. The man kneeling at the front is the organizer of this group. Their group is a newly formed denomination called the Life God Church. And he is also a priest of the sect, holding the position of a priest in a church. The priest spoke passionately. Great Lord of Life, you are the controller of life, and your divine power is supreme. May your divine power be eternal, and your divine fire never go out. Please accept our offering. Please bless and bless your humble believers. With the words of the priest landing, all the believers behind him shouted loudly. Great Lord of Life, please accept our offering. They are looking forward to it, nervous. I don't know if the Lord of Life they believe in will accept their sacrifice. Because their sacrifice is very unique, it is a retired Benson-class destroyer. Worshipping a destroyer to the deity of one's own faith is something that no one else can do. But the priests of their sect say that this is the oracle of the Lord of Life. The Lord of Life has bestowed an oracle, and as long as the sacrifice is successfully completed, blessings will be bestowed upon them, healing their injuries and illnesses. That's also why all the people kneeling on the ground at this moment are a group of injured and sick patients. Because normal people would not believe the words of the priest. Even among these patients, they all have a trial mentality. Most of them are newly ordained believers, but in fact, they are only shallow followers of the Lord of Life. They appear devout on the surface, but they still harbor doubts inside. Divine Realm. Within the realm of life. Qin Changjun sat calmly on the branch of the tree of life in the center of the divine realm. A month ago, he traveled to Marvel World and became a deity. And it is also the God of life who can control the power of life. However, although he is a deity, he is only a demigod. Not a true God in the true sense. Based on his understanding of the power levels of gods and Marvel worlds, he is a demigod. The strength is only equivalent to the sub-heavenly father level of Marvel world. That is the level of Thor, the god of thunder, in the early stages. If this world is just an ordinary one, that's all. He is enough to do whatever he wants, having the level of a heavenly father. But this is Marvel world, a terrifying world where even the earth could be devoured at any time. And there are too many characters like him with endless life. For example, Miaba, such as Gu Yi, such as Gao Tianzuan, such as the flame giant Sulter, and so on. These characters not only possess almost endless life, but also unimaginable terrifying power. He is much stronger than this half-god who has no divine power at all. So I want to survive well in this world. Even as a demigod, he needs to improve his strength well. And to become stronger, the only thing he can do is recruit enough followers. Collect the power of faith to gather divine power. Ignite your own divine fire, and finally lift up the divine kingdom, making yourself a true deity. In order to achieve all of this, he created a life religion. And found a human agent, a priest of the sect, to recruit believers. At this moment, kneeling in the harbor, praying to him. The 50-something people who participate in the 3-month sacrificial activity. It was the first group of believers developed by his priests. And today is also the first day that this demigod has been worshipped. As for why the sacrifice was a retired destroyer. This is closely related to his religious duties, and it is indeed what he ordered from the oracle. Open the God interface, God. Qin Changjun, Roland Firth, Clergy. Spark of Life, Divine Name. Lord of Life, Divine Level. Ordinary Half-God, Divine Power. Zero Divine Fire. Unignited, Faith. 100,050 believers. Humans, Divine Technique. Life Holy Light, LV1, Life Devouring, LV1, Mechanical Life Point, No Level, Cannot Bless Believers, Gender 100% Female, Divine Domain. The Realm of Life Believer Interface Saint. 0 Apostle. 0 Mad Believer. 0 Devout Believers. 1 True Believers. 9 Shallow Believers. 46 Race Interface, Category. Human, Level. First Level, Power. 8 Constitution. 7 Agile. 8 Spirit. 10 Priest. Vogue Sacrificial Interface, Priest. Vogue, Level. Second Level, Divine Technique. None, Power. 13 Constitution. 14 Agile. 15 Spirit. 20 The racial level is divided into 1.9 levels. Level 1. Normal, Level 2. Elite, Level 3. Leader, Level 4. Hero, Level 5. Extraordinary. 6th Level. Feitian, 7th Level. Epic, 8th Level. Legend, 9th Level. Semi-God. Most of the major heroes in Marvel world are Level 4 or above, and some even reach the level of a Level 9 demigod. Even compared to him, it is not inferior. It is precisely because of this that he urgently wants to become stronger. After all, no matter what, he is also a god. A magnificent god. If even the heroes on earth cannot be compared, it would be too shameless. Qin Changjun's divine duty is the spark of life, a presence that can control life. The power of this clergy can be said to be quite impressive, quite rebellious. However, his current strength is not enough to truly control life. I can only rely on the skills of 2 LV1, Mongolian believers. The holy light of life can heal the wounds of believers. Vitality devours the vitality of living creatures to strengthen one's physical body in a short period of time. Both are highly practical divine spells. But this is not what interests Qin Changjun the most. His most interesting magic is the third one. There is no level, and no mechanical life enlightenment can be given to priests. Because this magic can use the power of faith to give mechanical life, so as to transform it into a human form. That is to say, anthropomorphism or 100% femininity. P.S. Old author's new book, quality guaranteed, seeking fresh flowers and reviews, thank you very much. Chapter 2. Flying Class Destroyers, Seeking Flowers and Evaluations. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Others may not know, but Qin Changjun knows nothing but feminization. Because he was a bald blue player before his time traveling. Ship Mother is a completely feminine world. After understanding this point, Qin Changjun naturally became interested in this divine technique. However, according to the rules, this divine spell occurs before he ignites the divine fire. He can only perform within his own divine realm, which is the realm of life. That's why Qin Changjun issued a divine edict to the priest. The reason why believers brought up the Benson destroyer for worship. Because he wants to embellish his own ship mother. Not only ship women, but also various mechanical women can be inspired by her abilities. And according to the system introduction, the mechanical women he inspired were all apostles from the beginning. Apostles, who transcend fanatics, are beings who can go through fire and water for the God of faith. Even if asked to surrender their own lives, they will not refuse. The power of faith that the apostles can provide him with. It is by no means comparable to ordinary believers. Once successfully enlightened, his subordinates not only possess a powerful combat force. She can also provide herself with a continuous stream of faith power. In this way, Qin Changjun naturally urgently wanted to embellish his own ship mother. As the prayers of the believers fell, Qin Changjun immediately felt a mysterious connection between himself and that group of believers. With this connection, he can easily collect sacrifices into the divine realm and you can bless and display divine power as you please. After understanding it, Qin Changjun didn't think much and immediately led the Benson destroyer into his divine realm. A port in the real world. Suddenly, a rainbow divine light descended from the sky, enveloping the Benson destroyer. In an instant, the giant destroyer that was originally drifting on the sea disappeared in an instant. Watching such a magical scene, all the believers were shocked. They stared at the already empty sea with disbelief on their faces. They originally participated in this sacrifice with a trial and error mentality. So, their hearts are actually not very devout. This can be seen from their shallow followers. But at this moment, everything in front of them has overturned their imagination. They have never seen such a magical thing before. The massive Benson destroyer disappeared out of thin air. This is a supernatural phenomenon. No, this is a miracle. That's right, this is a miracle. This idea popped up in everyone's hearts. For a moment they, who were originally skeptical, wished to lower their heads into the soil. Because only in this way can they express their excitement and devotion at this moment. The great Lord of Life has come to light. May your divine power be eternal, and your divine fire never go out. Thank you for accepting our offering. Please bless and bless your humble believers. The priest prayed devoutly. A group of believers also shouted together, and at this moment, they were devout from the bottom of their hearts. In the divine realm, Qin Changjun sat upright under the tree of life, which was about 10 meters high, in the center of the divine realm. He closed his eyes slightly, and his divine sense had already seen a huge steel ship wrapped in colorful divine light outside the divine realm. This steel ship is the Benson destroyer that his followers sacrificed to him. My mind twitched. He immediately collected the offering. Log. Your followers held a devout worship event for you. Log. Your followers sacrificed a retired and damaged elite-class Benson destroyer. Log. You have gained 101 points of faith power. System. The sacrificial items you receive a critical strike reward from the system, and their quality is increased by 100 times. System. You have obtained a 6th-order Feitian-class destroyer. Flying level. System critical strike reward. Is this my golden finger? Qin Changjun was full of excitement. He didn't expect to become the only deity in the Marvel world. Surprisingly, a system called Infinite Critical Strike Reward was also bound. As the name suggests, this is an incredible system that can receive critical strike rewards. It is possible to infinitely improve the quality level of offerings through rewards. His followers originally only offered him a retired and damaged elite-class Benson destroyer. With the support of the system, it turned into a flawless Feitian-class destroyer. From elite to flying, crossing 4 levels in a row, this reward is truly terrifying. You should know that the combat power of superheroes in Marvel world is only reaching level 4. His destroyer's combat effectiveness has even reached the level of Feitian. If such a warship could be transformed into a ship goddess, it could completely crush surface-level superheroes. Thinking of this, Qin Changjun inexplicably became excited. What aspects have the Feitian-class destroyers improved in the end? Qin Changjun was very curious and immediately called up the detailed interface of the sacrifice. Sacrifice information, name. Benson Destroyer, level. Level 6 Feitian, equipment. Phased Array Radar, Advanced Sonar Weapon 1. Dual-mounted 127mm high-flat dual-purpose gun, improved dual-mounted 105mm SKC anti-aircraft gun, and 5-mounted 533mm magnetic torpedo. Weapon 2. High-energy laser cannon, electromagnetic cannon. PS, old author's new book, quality guaranteed, seeking fresh flowers and reviews, thank you very much. Chapter 3. Ship Lady Lafite, seeking flowers and comments. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. High-energy laser cannon. Electromagnetic cannon. Looking at the detailed information of the destroyer, Qin Changjun was secretly shocked. Qin Changjun was not surprised by the other weapons and equipment. After all, Blue has been playing for so long. What is the dual-mounted 127mm high-flat dual-purpose gun? Improved double 105mm SKC anti-aircraft gun, 5-unit 533mm magnetic torpedo. These weapons are all considered common weapons, and he has already seen them. But high-energy laser cannons and electromagnetic cannons are rare. In his past life, these weapons were still in the early stages of development and in the experimental stage. Almost no practical exercises have been conducted, and some are even in the theoretical research stage. Even in the technologically advanced Marvel world, these weapons are quite rare. From the fact that Iron Man is equipped with laser weapons, it can be seen how powerful these weapons are in terms of killing power. After understanding the equipment of the 6th-level destroyers, Qin Changjun's gaze shifted to the skill of mechanical life enlightenment. Mechanical life point. Consumes faith points and can give life to any machine, giving it the form of a human female. The original mechanical body will be transformed into a mechanical device and equipped on the humanoid body, which can be summoned or hidden at any time. A mechanical device that can be summoned or hidden at any time. This should be similar to the ship equipment in the world of ship maidens, right? Forget it, if you want to know exactly what it is, just point out this destroyer and you'll know. Qin Changjun silently thought. With such thoughts in mind, Qin Changjun floated up from under the tree of life and arrived on the destroyer. Let's start the enlightenment. Qin Changjun muttered to himself. With a movement of consciousness, the mechanical life point skill is activated. Target audience. Benson-class destroyer, object level. 6th level Feitian consumption belief. 100,000 points. Whether to point out. TSK, truly a 6th-order flying destroyer, the power of faith required for this transformation is also too high. Surprisingly, it costs 100,000 points. Fortunately, the big gift package that the system initially gave happened to contain 100,000 points of faith power, otherwise it would be troublesome, Qin Changjun muttered to himself with a bitter smile on his face. He thought that enlightening mechanical life would consume a lot, but he didn't expect it to be so much. But the arrow is already on the xian and has to be fired. To become stronger, believers are indispensable. And the mechanical woman who is enlightened is directly an apostle, which is extremely rare. This is like a business, although the initial investment may be a bit high. But the return rate is high. Without too much hesitation, Qin Changjun directly chose yes. As he makes his choice. Suddenly, the Benson-class destroyer in front of him was surrounded by circular blue lights filled with a sense of technology. The blue halo kept spinning and winding, and in less than a minute, a female body slowly took shape in the light. Log. The host consumes 100,000 points of faith power to activate a 6th-order flying Benson-class destroyer. Log. The personality of the ship girl was randomly generated using a blue character template, and the ship girl was successfully generated. Log. You have obtained a 6th-level flying class ship mother. Lafite. System. The ship mother you have obtained will receive a system critical strike reward, with a 10-fold increase in strength and land boots. System. You have obtained a 7th-level epic ship mother. Lafite. I wipe it, can I also get the system's critical strike reward? I've earned a lot. Qin Changjun was ecstatic as he listened to the system prompt. The 6th-level Feitian is already enough to defeat a group of surface-level superheroes and villains. Now it has been elevated to the 7th-level epic level, which has greatly increased its strength by 10 times. If it were a normal situation, the effort required to upgrade from level 6 to level 7 would be unimaginable. But now, due to the system, the critical strike reward can be easily increased to level 7. This is naturally a big profit. In addition to improving their strength level, they also rewarded a pair of land boots. So from now on, Lafite can not only fight on the sea, but also on land. This should be considered a magic change, Qin Changjun muttered to himself. He was originally worried that the ship mother he had inspired would be affected by the environment and unable to fight. Now it seems that his worries are unnecessary. Isn't it a piece of cake to magic modify the ship's mother in the anti-sky system? Open the ship mother attribute interface. Name. Lafite, category. Blue. Ship mother, faith. Apostle of the Lord of Life, level. 7th epic level, talent. Shipborn. Destroyer, skill. Solomon God of War, annihilation mode, exclusive barrage of conventional equipment. Dual-mounted 127mm high flat dual-purpose gun, improved dual-mounted 105mm SKC anti-aircraft gun, and 5-mounted 533mm magnetic torpedo. Amplification equipment. High-energy laser cannon, electromagnetic cannon, land combat shoes, power. 880, constitution. 900, agile. 950 spirit. 900 Solomon God of War. Artillery, loading, and mobility attributes increased by 40%. Annihilation mode. The loading speed of conventional artillery is increased by 200%, and powerful barrage is launched. Exclusive barrage. The main gun conducts 15 consecutive attacks. Looking at Lafite's attribute information, Qin Changjun was secretly surprised. Undoubtedly, she is a 7th-level epic ship mother, and her strength is truly unparalleled. You should know that the combat effectiveness standard for ordinary people is around 10 o'clock. The attribute value of surface-level superheroes is only a few times, or a dozen times higher than that of ordinary people, and even if they go against the sky, they are only a few dozen times higher. And Lafite's attribute value is almost 100 times higher than that of normal humans. So, just thinking with your head knows what this represents. There is an apostle who can walk sideways without having to do anything on his own. Hello Commander, I am the highly anticipated Benson-class destroyer Raffi. It's great to see you. Just as Qin Changjun was still paying attention to the various attributes of the ship goddess Lafite. A person with white hair, tied in a pair of ponytails, wearing a short skirt and white stockings, appeared in front of Qin Changjun, carrying the cold arrogant loli from the airport. This loli is none other than Lafite. P.S. Old author's new book, quality guaranteed, seeking fresh flowers and reviews, thank you very much. Chapter 4. All becoming crazy believers, seeking flowers and comments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at Luo Lila Fei in front of Qin Changjun, a slightly meaningful smile appeared on his face. According to the system introduction, the body of a ship mother that has been trained is no different from that of a human. They also have the warmth of an ordinary person, their skin is smooth and soft, and they eat and drink water as well. The only difference is that they can summon ship equipment at any time and equip it on themselves. Once wearing the ship's armor, the ship's mother becomes a terrifying and deadly weapon. The Benson-class destroyer Raffi is at your command. Master, this ear on my head is not real. Please don't stare anymore. Seeing Qin Changjun staring at him all the time, Lafite appeared listless and coquettishly said. Hee, I didn't expect you to be really poor. Qin Changjun smiled as he stared at Lafite's small chest. Raffi. Lafite pouted and looked at Qin Changjun with a cold and proud expression. Master, you're so annoying. Talking about someone like this when we first met, Lafite's mood is not good. Hee, it's indeed cold and arrogant. Come here, let me touch it. Qin Changjun said without a doubt. Upon hearing Qin Changjun's command, Lafite walked up to Qin Changjun with a burning face. Master, please be gentle. Raffi is afraid of pain. Raffi said coquettishly. Little girl, what are you thinking about? I just want to pinch your skin and see if you are really as introduced. Just like a real person. Qin Changjun said helplessly. Master, what are you talking about? Raffi is already a real person. Raffi said with a smile. Looking at Lafite walking in front of him, Qin Changjun raised his hand and pinched Lafite's delicate little face. Then he pinched her arms and waist again. Sure enough, it's no different from real humans. Not to mention, putting such a loli by your side is really a great temptation. Fortunately, he is upright and has no ulterior motives towards such a little loli. After all, starting in 3 years is not a joke. As for whether I will change my mind in the future, that can only be discussed later. After pointing out Lafite, Qin Changjun's power of faith was only 151 points, and it had already bottomed out. As a deity, the most important thing is the power of faith. The power of faith is contributed by believers, so the urgent task now is to elevate the level of believers. Only with more believers can he gain more power of faith. As long as there is enough power of faith, he can gather divine power. Only with the power of 1,000,000 beliefs can a trace of divine power be condensed. With this calculation, he is still far from condensing the first trace of divine power. A movement of consciousness. Divine thoughts are released. Suddenly, a huge and unparalleled tree of life's phantom slowly appeared over the harbor. Below the phantom of the tree of life, a figure with an invisible face and emitting holy light sat cross-legged. This figure is none other than the demigod Qin Changjun. As a demigod, he is fully capable of projecting consciousness into the void. This ability cannot be used to fight and kill enemies, but it is the best way to deceive ordinary humans. His first priest was obtained through this move. Now he plans to use this move to continue shaking other believers. To enhance the devout heart of believers towards him. Watching the believers kneeling on the ground devoutly praying. Qin Changjun spoke in vain. Immediately heaven and earth roar. The phantom of the tree of life above the harbor emitted waves of divine light, looking incredibly sacred. At the same time, a powerful divine power emanated from the figure under the tree of life, instantly enveloping the believers who were kneeling on the ground. Divine power like a prison. Suddenly, all the believers lying on the ground have devout and awe on their faces. They had never seen such a magical and incredible scene before. They now believe 100% that the Lord of Life truly exists. Qin Changjun's gaze came over. Priest Vogue is passionate and excited. The great and sacred Lord of Life, the God of faith in the life theology, please protect the humble believers. Great and holy Lord of Life. Believers in their 50s knelt on the ground and shouted loudly. Feeling the gaze of the gods, their faith became even more devout. I am very satisfied with your sacrifice. This is my reward to you. Boom boom. Qin Changjun's voice echoed throughout the entire port. Not only did his followers hear it, but the surrounding group of ordinary people also heard it. Just as Qin Changjun's words came to fruition, pure white holy lights flew out one after another. It falls on every believer with unparalleled precision. With the integration of the holy light, immediately, a shocking discovery by over 50 believers. The injuries on my body are actually healing at a visible speed to the naked eye. In just a few breaths, their injuries surprisingly healed. Believers who feel healthy again are ecstatic. Continuously kowtowing to the gods, incredibly devout. At this moment, Qin Changjun waved his hand again. I saw a precise red light fall on the priest Vyoji. See, you did a great job. This is my sole reward for you. I grant you the holy light of life, use it well, and promote my divine power. Feel the magical energy injected into your body. The priest let out an excited roar. Suddenly, all the believers worshipped fervently. Great Lord of Life, your humble believer, thank you for your gift. Your humble believer must live up to expectations, strive to promote the divine power of the Lord of Life, and let the holy light shine on the earth. The Lord of Life's divine power is eternal. The divine fire never goes out. With the kowtow of believers, Qin Changjun immediately saw it. The channel between these 56 believers and their own faith instantly became much larger and more stable. Surprisingly, everyone has become fanatics. So, I instantly gained 56 fanatics. A joyful smile appeared on his face. Believers are the foundation of gods. And fanatics are the backbone of believers. A fanatic believer can provide 10 points of faith power in a day. 10 times more than devout believers. This is wealth. An immensely precious treasure. If we compare the power of faith to money. So these believers are his cash cow. P.S. Looking for flowers and feedback, thank you very much. Chapter 5. Lafite drinking Lafite, seeking flowers and evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Of course. The power of faith gained from holding sacrificial activities varies. During the ritual, influenced by a solemn and sacred atmosphere, and the tension and anticipation of being constantly watched by the gods, there is also the blessing of inexplicable laws. The power of faith obtained is several times or even more than 10 times that of normal times. However, the sacrificial activities can only be held once within 3 months. If there are too many events, the spiritual burden on the believers will be significant. It will affect the mental state of believers, even causing it to go crazy. Moreover, ordinary people must be led by a priest during a ritual, and the minimum number of people needed is 50. If the number of people does not meet the requirements and the mental burden is too heavy, it will lead to the inability to proceed. The more people there are in worship, the greater the momentum and the more solemn and sacred the atmosphere. The more faith power one gains. Qin Changjun calculated an account. Previously, he could only receive approximately 60 points of faith power per day. Nowadays, he has an additional 56 fanatics. I also found that I had 153 shallow believers, 36 true believers, and 5 devout believers. The reason for such gains? It's because Qin Changjun just showed his divine power in front of the public. The phantom of the tree of life and the Lord of life emitting holy light beneath it. Qin Changjun. The impact and shock it brings to outsiders are simply too powerful. As a result, a group of ordinary people around them were also affected. Thus, he began to believe in Qin Changjun, the Lord of life, with half faith and half doubt. But they haven't received the blessing of Qin Changjun yet. So most of them are still in the stage of shallow believers and true believers. Only a few people, upon seeing the divine power, directly become devout believers. Even so, this was an unexpected joy for Qin Changjun. Calculate based on the number of believers. In addition, with Rafi as an apostle, he can provide 100 points of faith power in a day. Qin Changjun can now gain 800 points of faith power in a day. 1 month. It's 24,000 points. 1 year. It's 288,000 points. The power of 1,000,000 beliefs can only be transformed into a trace of divine power. Don't eat or drink, for 4 years, you can gather a trace. Nima. Thinking of this, Qin Changjun's mentality is somewhat shattered. This takes a little too long. Fortunately, he is now a demigod with almost infinite life. So, time is the least valuable. He can afford to wait. But just because he can afford to wait doesn't mean that Purple Potato Spirit can afford to wait. That guy has always been committed to the great cause of family planning. In a few years, he will descend on Earth. With his current strength, it is impossible for him to surpass the power of a destroyer wearing an infinite gemstone glove. So, he still needs to hurry up and improve his strength. How to enhance strength? Believers. The more believers, the better. Take back the divine power. Qin Changjun's gaze turned to the priest Vyoji. Pass down the oracle. The next sacrificial event. I hope to see more believers. After speaking, the phantom of the tree of life disappeared. Within the realm of life. Qin Changjun slowly opened his eyes. I saw Rafi already lying beside me, soundly asleep. During her sleep, white holy lights of life scattered on her from the tree of life, continuously nourishing Lafite's body. Make her appear even more holy and lovely. The tree of life is the fundamental element within the divine realm of Qin Changjun. His divine realm covers a total of 11,000 square kilometers. Among them, land area accounts for 60%, while the remaining 40% is water area. Because clergy is the embodiment of life, controlling the power of life. So Qin Changjun's divine realm was full of vitality from the beginning. The boundless sea and vast green forest. Except for life without flesh and blood, forest vegetation, flowers, and plants are already present. Compared to the outside world, Qin Changjun's divine realm is like a fairyland on earth. If an ordinary person can enter his divine realm, the lifespan can be extended several times. Because it contains the purest power of life. In life, it is incomparable to any energy. Gently stroke Lafite's white hair. Lafite woke up leisurely. Master, do you want to sleep for a while? Lafite said lazily. Qin Changjun shook his head and said, I have to go out now. Do you want to go out with me or stay in the divine realm? Although I used to get used to being alone, I always feel that it's better to be with my master. Rafi wants to go out with her master. Whoa. Zzz, let's go out together then. Qin Changjun nodded and took Lafite's hand. He withdrew from the divine realm. New York City. In the vast estate of the Roland family. A spatial crack opened, and Qin Changjun led Lafite slowly out. Qin Changjun traveled across to the Marvel world. Becoming the heir of the Roland family, one of the world's largest shipyards. My real name is Roland Firth. Is this the place where the owner lives? It's so grand and luxurious. Looking at the room like a European palace, Raffi was full of surprise. At this moment, she saw a bottle of 82-year-old Lafite on the table. Immediately, Lafite was overjoyed and walked quickly, picking up the 82-year-old Lafite and drinking it. Lafite drink Lafite, I drink myself, nice. P.S. Looking for flowers and reviews. Chapter 6. Roland Family, Seeking Flowers and Evaluation. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. In the setting of Blue, Lafite is a little drunkard. She would occasionally take out a bottle of Lafite and drink it. This was originally an official meme, but to my surprise, Lafite in front of me also inherited this hobby. Also a Lafite who loves Lafite so much. It's quite interesting. Qin Changjun smiled bitterly. Without disturbing Lafite, who was enjoying her drink, Qin Changjun called out to the door. Effie, come in. Upon hearing Qin Changjun's cries, a beautiful lady wearing golden glasses and black silk walked in. Young master, what are your orders? Said the woman named Ifei respectfully. Ifei is 26 years old this year and is a trusted member of the Roland family who was raised from a young age. Having been with Qin Changjun since childhood, he is the most trustworthy person. Now she is also the steward of this estate, managing all the affairs within the estate, including Qin Changjun's betting matters. She is a butler and also one of Qin Changjun's women. How's the investigation going? Have you found any evidence? Qin Changjun lazily leaned against the sofa and asked. Ifei walked naturally behind Qin Changjun and rubbed his shoulders with both hands. The young master has a clever plan. The death of the old master and the poison you have received are indeed related to your uncle. Our people have found conclusive evidence. And the recording has already been sent to me. But our people have also been found dead. Effie said calmly. For the vast Roland family, dying alone is nothing at all. Qin Changjun traveled to Marvel World a month ago. The reason why he traveled here is because the former owner of this body was an unlucky person. Because he was involved in a family property dispute, he was ultimately poisoned and killed. In this way, Qin Changjun had the opportunity to cross over. Although Qin Changjun is not a person from this world. But since I inherited this body, he naturally wants to seek revenge for it. And he has been constantly being watched and harmed by people in secret, which makes him very unhappy. So he arranged people to investigate in secret during the whole month. In the end, he discovered that the vast Roland family did not have a fuel-efficient lamp. A ruthless uncle and a cunning aunt. There are significant suspicions involved. The Roland family was founded by Firth's father. It has a history of 50 years. This is a super big family, involving numerous industries. Technology manufacturing, arms manufacturing, entertainment, film and television, and so on. It also has the world's largest shipyard. The military's aircraft carriers, and even the sky carriers of the Divine Shield Agency. They are all manufactured on their family base. This is a vast capital empire. Even has the ability to influence the direction of Sam's country. So who can become the head of the Roland family? It's like having a little bit of control over the country's fortunes. Such temptation in front of anyone would make them crazy. Roland Firth's uncle and aunt are no exception. A few months ago, Phil's father fell ill and was hospitalized. But according to the doctor's feedback, it's not a big deal. After staying in the hospital for a few days, you can be discharged from the hospital. But what Phil didn't expect was that his father, who was supposed to be discharged a few days later, was his father. In the end, he died on the hospital bed. The cause of death turned out to be myocardial infarction. This absurd result. Roland Firth naturally couldn't accept it. So he ordered someone to investigate this matter. But there has been no result. Before he could finally understand the truth, he himself was unfortunately killed. So, Qin Changjun finally crossed over. As soon as Qin Changjun crossed over, he suspected that it was his own people who had caused it. So he used the excuse of recuperating at home. He began to send people to secretly investigate his two close relatives. As expected, there was a clue soon. It turns out that his uncle has been coveting the position of head of the family for a long time. After waiting for more than a decade, I finally arrived at this excellent opportunity. So he colluded with his father's most trusted sister. Fairs and poisoned his father in the hospital. Finally, he ruthlessly attacked Phil. Following normal development, the position of head of the Roland family has already fallen into the hands of his uncle. Unfortunately, there may be unexpected circumstances. They didn't expect Qin Changjun to cross over. In this way, Phil, who should have been expelled from this world, stayed in another way. And Phil's existence led to the failure of his uncle's plan. Because according to the laws of Sam's country, as a son, Phil holds all the inheritance rights of the Roland family. That is to say, Phil's uncle and aunt have been planning for a long time. Finally, in Qin Changjun's hand, he hit a water float. Such a result is naturally unacceptable to both of them. So, they will definitely carry out a second conspiracy. But Qin Changjun is no longer interested in playing with them. For a demigod, smashing such a small trick is simply too simple. The reason why he has never taken action. Firstly, I have been busy with the construction of the divine realm these days and have not had much time. Secondly, he wants to find conclusive evidence before taking action. After all, it was just his speculation before. And now that there is conclusive evidence, their time of death has also come. P.S. Looking for flowers and reviews. Chapter 7. Invasion, Seeking Flowers and Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So, my uncle and aunt already know that I'm investigating them. Qin Changjun said calmly. Yes, young master, they all know now. Should we take the initiative? Effie asked. Upon hearing this, Qin Changjun smiled and said, Aren't you already here? What else do I need to take the initiative? Qin Changjun smiled and slowly stood up. Upon hearing Qin Changjun's words, a surprised expression appeared on Fei's face behind him. At the same time, a hint of cruelty flashed in her eyes. She quickly drew a dagger from behind and stabbed towards Qin Changjun. However, at this moment, a smaller white figure flashed out. Instantly arrived in front of Effie, and then a small fist quickly exploded. This white figure is none other than Lafite, who was just drinking on the side. Raffi's speed is really too fast. As soon as Effie didn't even react, she punched her hard. The body of Lafite is a destroyer weighing thousands of tons. You can imagine how strong her punch is. Don't say it's human. Even if there is a tank or a small mountain in front of you, it will have to be flattened. However, Raffi knows how strong his fist is. So before Qin Changjun issued the order to kill, she wouldn't have taken Effie's life directly. So although Lafite's punch was not small in strength, but it's not deadly enough. It was just a punch that knocked Effie upside down and flew out. Finally, it seemed like a broken kite slammed heavily onto the wall. It's just losing its combat effectiveness. Do you want to harm my master? I, the god of war of Solomon, Raphael, am the first to disagree. Lafite said arrogantly, while already equipping the ship. Suddenly, the dual-mounted 127mm high dual-purpose muzzle suspended behind her pointed coldly at Effie. If Fei acts recklessly, these twin guns can directly send her to the west. Watching such a scene, Effie, who was limping in the corner of the wall, spat out blood and had an incredible expression on her face. She never thought of it. Just now, Xiaoyulai, who was drinking Lafite by Qin Changjun's side, surprisingly possesses such combat power. The power of that punch was so great that she had never heard of it before. It was truly terrifying. She can be 100% certain. If the white-haired loli in front of her wanted to kill herself, she would have already died. It's obvious that the other party didn't want her to die so early. And this must have been inspired by the master Qin Changjun. That is to say, Qin Changjun had already seen through her tricks from the beginning. It's just that Qin Changjun was always accompanying her in acting. So, her gaze couldn't help but shift to Qin Changjun. His eyes were filled with surprise and doubt. I'm pretending so much, you. How did you find out that I'm not the real Effie? During the conversation, Effie stopped pretending and went straight to the table. Pulling off the high-tech mask on his face, he revealed a relatively ordinary face. The woman in front of me is not Qin Changjun's true butler, AI Fei. But it's a counterfeit. It's very simple, really. I Fei knows what kind of relaxation method I like. Qin Changjun said lightly. What is it? The woman asked unwillingly. It's just a matter of men and women. Don't be surprised, this is my tacit understanding with Effie. If you were really Effie, you should have moved your mouth, not your hands. And pressing the shoulders is the job of the maid at home, and as the butler, Effie will not press my shoulders without my consent. Because she knows she's not a professional, she's afraid she won't do it well. So she always hires maids to serve me. How could Effie, who has been following me for many years, not know this? Qin Changjun said coldly. After listening to Qin Changjun's words, the woman looked regretful. I didn't expect it to be my carelessness. Details determine success or failure. Carelessness can lead to disastrous consequences. Tell me, where is Effie? Qin Changjun asked coldly. No need to ask, I won't tell you. And even if I tell you, it won't help. You are destined to die. You can't save anyone. I planted a bomb in this house. If my calculations are correct, there is still a countdown of 20 seconds until the detonation, and you have nowhere to escape. The woman sneered. Faced with the threat of a woman's bomb, Qin Changjun smiled. He raised his hand and shook it in the void. Suddenly, a huge time bomb appeared out of thin air in his palm. The time bomb is counting down 20 seconds. Looking at the decreasing seconds, a disdainful smile appeared on Qin Changjun's face. Are you talking about this bomb? Looking at the bomb in Qin Changjun's hand, the woman's face was full of disbelief. She knew best whether she had placed this bomb or not. She can be 100% certain. The bomb in Qin Changjun's hand is the one she placed. But she remembers very clearly that the bomb was placed in an extremely secretive place by her. Finding it requires a lot of effort. But at this moment, it suddenly appeared in the hands of Qin Changjun out of thin air. This scene is simply unbelievable. It completely exceeded her imagination and overturned her cognition. You. How did you do it? Who the hell are you? The woman looked at Qin Changjun in terror, as if she had seen a ghost. Not answering the woman's question, Qin Changjun raised his hand and lightly stroked the timer. Suddenly, the originally jumping seconds came to a halt. Qin Changjun is a demigod who possesses the spark of life. And there are also skills specifically designed for mechanical life. In Qin Changjun's eyes, this time bomb can also be considered a mechanical life. So he can easily control it. P.S. New books are not easy, please find flowers and reviews, thank you. Update notice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This book is updated daily with a minimum of 5 chapters. Add 1 chapter for every 3,000 more flowers. Reward with 1 more chapter for every additional 1,000 VIP. Add 1 more chapter for every 500 additional evaluation votes. An additional chapter will be added for every 15 months of additional tickets. The new book is not easy, we need your support. Flowers, reviews, and monthly ticket data are reference benchmarks for whether a book can be written. I hope readers who like this book can contribute some data. Give the author the motivation to persevere, please. Chapter 8. The Flash Sale from Lafite, Seeking Flowers and Comments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Of course I am Roland Firth. Qin Changjun smiled lightly. After turning off the timer, Qin Changjun squatted in front of the woman. Tell me where Effie is. Qin Changjun's performance has exceeded the scope that ordinary people can understand. At this moment, he is as terrifying as a demon in the eyes of women. The woman's defense line has completely collapsed. She trembled and said, after I sneaked in, she caught me and we had a fierce battle. Finally, she was injured and fled, and is currently being pursued by our people. I don't know exactly how it works. That is to say, life and death are unknown. Qin Changjun's face was full of killing intent. Yes. Yes. The woman was frightened. Very good, very good. Qin Changjun laughed back angrily. He lifted his hand and grabbed the woman's neck, lifting it up directly. Suddenly, a powerful suction burst out from his palm. He used his vitality to devour this skill. The woman's vitality was immediately consumed by Qin Changjun. The woman who was originally full of vitality turned into a ball of black ash and dissipated between heaven and earth. And in Qin Changjun's hand, an additional red light appeared. This light cluster is the purest form of life energy. Life energy has multiple uses. The first type can temporarily enhance one's own strength. It's a bit like crazing this skill. However, madness is about exploiting one's own potential to enhance one's combat effectiveness. And the devouring of vitality is to devour the life energy of the other party to strengthen oneself. Comparing the two, it's clear which one is stronger or weaker at first sight. The second type is used to heal bodily injuries. This is also the most commonly used way to apply this skill. Like absorbing this skill in the game. Replenish one's own health by absorbing the opponent's health. Regardless of the usage method. The skill of devouring vitality is extremely practical and cruel. Under this skill, everyone is just leaks under Qin Changjun's sickle. Cut if you want. Pinching the life energy of a marble, Qin Changjun lightly tapped his fingers. He threw him directly into the divine realm. Finally, it was absorbed by the life tree within the realm of life. After Qin Changjun easily solved this woman. Tiny footsteps echoed outside the door. We haven't waited for Qin Changjun to investigate yet. The sound of machine gun strafing echoed loudly. Suddenly, bullets rained down on him and Rafi like raindrops. Upon seeing this, Qin Changjun remained expressionless and remained motionless. Bullets hit him one by one, and he was immediately ejected. As a demigod, he possesses almost unlimited life. His body is also indestructible and impenetrable. At least conventional weapons on Earth cannot harm him. As for what kind of weapon can harm him, he himself is not very clear either. Like Qin Changjun, the 7th level epic Lafite also did not dodge. Because such bullet attacks cannot break through her own defense. However, Lafite was not indifferent. She was equipped with ship equipment just now. The twin artillery is suspended on her right side. The anti-aircraft gun was suspended behind her. On the left is a 5-piece magnetic torpedo. Under my feet are land boots. And the system amplification gave Lafite's high-energy laser cannon a golden head ring. It was worn on her head. The center of the headband is a red gemstone. The laser is emitted from this ruby. The last electromagnetic cannon was suspended near Lafite's right shoulder. The Lafite, equipped on the ship, exudes a fierce aura. How dare you sneak attack, without showing martial ethics, die. Rafi clenched her small fist in anger. The dual artillery fired directly at the door. Rumble, a loud explosion sounded, accompanied by a mournful scream. Raffi stepped towards the door. The laser cannon on the forehead kept shooting out. One launch takes away one human life directly. In the blink of an eye, it quieted down outside. All the enemies who infiltrated the estate were easily killed by Lafite. Master, all the enemies outside have been annihilated. Lafite slowly walked up to Qin Changjun and said, "Well done." Qin Changjun doted and rubbed Lafite's head. Undoubtedly an epic level, this strength is truly powerful. Master, what are we going to do now? Seeing Qin Changjun walking out with him all the way, Lafite asked curiously. Of course we went to kill the enemy. Qin Changjun said calmly. Qin Changjun used his divine sense to release himself. I have found where his uncle and aunt are. Although the Effie just now was fake. But what she said was true. The mastermind behind all this is his two close relatives. It has to be said that these two close relatives are too ruthless and too bold. Seeing that the poisoning was unsuccessful, someone was sent directly to assassinate him. Surprisingly, Qin Changjun naturally had no need for mercy. Those who dare to invade divine power will be punished. In another villa in Roland Manor. Phil's uncle Roland Edward and his aunt Roland Lisa are sitting in the living room drinking sweet tea with smiles on their faces. How is the situation over there? Edward's face remained calm as he listened to the sound of gunfire explosions coming from afar. Judging from his appearance, it's as if assassinating his nephew is not a problem at all. Second brother, Phil is just a little brat who doesn't understand the world. The last time he narrowly escaped death, it was his good luck. However, people will not always have good luck, and this time it will never happen again. We have dispatched more than 10 assassins. If he can still survive today, then there will be a ghost. Lisa sneered. P.S. Looking for flowers and feedback, thank you very much. Chapter 9. Mutualism, Seeking Flowers and Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hee, sister, you're right. If this kid can still survive this time, then he'll really go to hell. Edward's face showed a cruel smile. Second brother, I congratulate you in advance on being crowned as the head of the Roland family. Lisa smiled and raised her glass to Edward. Thanks to your assistance, sister, this is the result of our joint efforts. Second brother, I will definitely not treat you unfairly. Edward raised the teacup in his hand and said triumphantly. But at this moment, he suddenly knelt down with a painful expression on his face. Immediately afterwards, he seemed to have discovered something. He looked at his sister Lisa with an incredulous expression. You actually poisoned me. Why? We are on the same boat. Edward almost roared as he spoke. Watching Edward kneel in pain on the ground. Lisa's face showed a sinister smile as her scheme succeeded. Big brother can even poison me to death, what are you doing? Lisa looked at Edward as if she were looking at a fool. How cruel your heart is. Edward said with a painful expression on his face. I can't compare to you in terms of ruthlessness. However, in terms of intelligence, you are far behind me. As the saying goes, the 3 monks have no water to drink. How could the vast Roland family fall into your hands? You know, I have put in more effort than you. Big brother, I personally poisoned him. So, why are you riding on my head? Why should I settle below you? Why can't I be the head of the Roland family? Lisa became more and more excited as she spoke. The more you talk, the more intense the greed in your eyes becomes. Look at her appearance. It seems that everyone wants to immediately ascend to the throne and sit in the position of Lord Roland. However, at this moment, a sudden mutation occurred. She, who was originally proud, only felt a whirlwind. In an instant, her entire body seemed to soften. Unable to stand up, he collapsed to the ground. Watching such a scene, Edward's face also showed a smirk. Jia, my good sister, do you think you are the only one who can poison? Don't forget, the poison you poisoned my elder brother was from me. In terms of the skill of poisoning, I am 10,000 times more skilled than you. Edward chuckled arrogantly. It's impossible, I am extremely careful every day. Every time I eat or drink, there is a strict inspection. I can't be poisoned, it's impossible. Lisa struggled to stand up, only to find that she couldn't do it at all. She had no strength left throughout her body. Jia, I certainly know that you are extremely careful when eating. So, I didn't even tamper with your cutlery and food. My dear sister, don't you like taking baths? So I had someone put poisonous ginseng in your bath water. Although the amount is not much each time, little makes a lot. By now, you have accumulated enough toxins in your body. And this kind of poison has no symptoms usually. So you don't even notice. But once it encounters a reactant, it's time for death. Edward chuckled inwardly. That cup of tea. Lisa pointed at the sweet tea on the table with a frightened expression. Jia, that's right, the sweet tea you're drinking is a reactant. My good sister, I know you too well. You want to kill me, why don't I want to kill you? But I'm a senior in chess, so you can go with peace of mind. The prestige of the Roland family will flourish in my Edward's hands. Ha ha ha. Edward laughed heartily. Meanwhile, he took out a pill from his pocket. This pill is nothing else, it is the antidote to the toxins in his body. Watching such a scene, Lisa's face showed a look of madness. Because Edward had told her before that there was no cure for this poison. That's why she also used this poison on Edward. But now it seems obvious that it is fake. That is to say, her second brother has been deceiving her all along. So, how could she not be crazy? I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. Lisa struggled frantically to get up. But she was completely powerless, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't move a single bit. Edward looked at his struggling sister with a sneer on his face. My good sister, stop struggling. Becoming a king and defeating an enemy, losing means losing. Go to hell and accompany your elder brother. Jia. After speaking, Edward looked proud and planned to swallow the pill. But at this moment, a red laser whizzed into Edward's palm. The extremely sharp laser instantly cut off his entire palm. In an instant, blood spurted out, immediately dyed his face blood red. The excruciating pain, unimaginable, swept through Edward's entire body. He couldn't help but scream uncontrollably. Ah! The sudden scene stunned everyone. I haven't waited for the people in the room to react yet. A cold voice sounded in their ears ahead of time. TSK, my dear uncles and aunts, you have performed a great performance for me. In the middle of the game, fighting each other, you have fully interpreted it. Exciting, it's really amazing. The owner of this cold voice is not anyone else. It was Qin Changjun, who had finished dealing with those miscellaneous soldiers who rushed here. P.S. Thank you for your reward, thank you all for your flowers and feedback.